Hello everyone, welcome to Get My Class. Today we're going to solve this question which is transfer of zygote or early embryo up to 8 blastomeres into oviduct is called or dash. Option A IVF, option B ZIFT, option C STD, option D UTI. So let us understand the question. It says transfer of zygote or early embryo that is up to 8 blastomeres into oviduct is called as dash, okay, or called dash. Now, what is the meaning of this question? It says transfer of zygote. So what is happening? They're actually transferring the zygote and or early embryo up to 8 blastomeres. So let us see the options now. Option A says IVF. So what is option A? IVF. IVF is nothing but in vitro fertilization. Okay, fertilization where if the fertilization cannot occur within the female's body, then the fertilization is done outside the body, that is in the lab condition. It is called as in vitro fertilization. Okay, so here the gametes from the male and the female is collected. Okay, and then the fertilization is performed in the lab. Now, why is this done? Why not the fertilization is happening in the female? So maybe the female is not producing viable ovum, or maybe the male is not producing viable sperms. So in such condition, okay, in such condition, the donor's sperm can be taken or the donor's ovum can be taken, and the fertilization can be done in the lab condition. That's what is called as in vitro fertilization. Okay. So that is option A. But then here they are not talking about zygote transfer. So in vitro fertilization, it happens, fertilization is done, and then only, like, that is based on the technique. It is not talking about the transfer of the zygote. It is just the fertilization what they are talking about. So hence option A is good. Option B says ZIFT. What do you mean by that? ZIFT. That is nothing but zygote intrafallopian. Okay, intrafallopian transfer. So what do you mean by intrafallopian transfer? Fallopian is nothing but they're talking about the fallopian tube. Okay, fallopian tube is also called as oviduct. Okay? So there are a pair of oviducts in the female's body, and here is the one, like within the fallopian tubule only, or within the fallopian tube only, the fertilization occurs in normal condition. Okay, but then if the fertilization is having some problem, so what they do, they perform the zygote, right? Yeah, they perform the fertilization externally, and then they transfer the zygote when it is in just after fertilization. It forms zygote, right? A diploid cell, that is after fusion of the male and female gamete, that is ovum and the sperm. Once they fuse, they form the zygote. So this zygote can be directly transferred into the fallopian tube of the female, or once it undergoes the cleavage stage, where about 8 blastomere stage. Okay, 8 blastomere stage. So each cell is called as a blastomere. Okay, and that is the cleavage, just the beginning of the, that is the cleavage stage. Okay, so during that stage, the early embryo stage, that is up to 8 blastomere, this again can be transferred into the oviducts of the female. Okay, so that is what is nothing but transfer of zygote of early embryo into oviduct is called as zygote intratransfer fallopian transfer. So option B says ZIFT, that is the correct answer. Option C says STD. So what is STD? STD is nothing but a disease, like sexually transmitted diseases are called as STDs. Hence it is ruled out. Option D says UTI. UTI are nothing but urinary tract infection. This doesn't speak about any transfer of zygote or embryo. This is a urinary tract infection. Hence it is ruled out. The correct answer is option B. Okay. So let us conclude the answer. So what is the correct answer? The correct answer is option B. I hope you understood the explanation. Thank you, everyone.